Hi, so here we have a MacBook Pro 15-inch 2013, late 2013. The issue with this MacBook is that it seems to be working fine, but we have an issue with the keyboard, so I'm gonna turn it on. Let's put on this to show you what the problem is. I gotta type my password here, but since some keys aren't working, I will have to plug an external keyboard and type it there, which shows that the external keyboard is working properly, and then I'm gonna show you the issue with the keyboard. So let's open text edit, for example. So top rows works fine, middle row works fine, and then as you can see almost nothing works on the bottom row. We get the slash, but then no other key. This one works. Otherwise other keys mostly work, but this row here isn't working. So I know for a fact that the keyboard itself is fine, the touchpad is fine too, because I have other known good boards tested in this chassis, and the keyboard with the other board work fine. So most likely the issue is with the board itself. So I already cleaned up the keyboard connector. I inspected the logic board. There was a missing cap somewhere near the keyboard decoder circuit. So here is our keyboard connector. So I'm going to show you on the schematic what I mean by that. So the cap that I replaced was C4806, which is this one. So if you look at the schematic over there, C4806 is a decoupling cap for the keyboard matrix decoder. So it is probably useful, but even after replacing it, there is still an issue with the bottom row of the keyboard. Sometimes it looks like it's working a little bit better, but anyway, right now it's not working. So without knowing exactly how the matrix is decoded over here, it's hard to tell if there is an issue with a specific line, if it's the chip itself or something else, maybe the connector. Even if it looks pretty good, it can still be the problem. The next step will be simply to replace the keyboard decoder, since as you can see the keyboard matrix is connected directly to this chip here. This chip is a special microcontroller with a firmware from Apple. So we have to take it from a donor board, but we should be able to take it from a 3476 board that I have. So we'll see. Anyway, so let's check first, disconnect the battery. Okay, and we are gonna check the keyboard connector. Just to be sure what we are looking at, we are looking at this connector right over there. And we can see that we have 3.3 volt ground, and then all the lines for the keyboard matrix. I'm gonna take a look under the microscope. So keyboard connector is right there. Connector looks mostly fine, it's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. A little bit oxidized maybe, but everything looks to be okay. So let's take a look inside the keyboard connector. And well, that looks pretty good to me. I don't see anything wrong. So next step is to replace the keyboard encoder IC. So just to show you, we're talking about this component right there, the Cypress chip. Okay, and the cap that I replaced was this one. So here is a fresh cap. Can also quickly check if we have anything wrong over there, since we have bias for the keyboard matrix, and it's I think fine. So we are gonna replace it. Not much else we can do right now. So we're gonna add a little bit of flux to remove the chip, just to make our life easier. Okay, let's do this. So hotter station, we're gonna set it to 420, 120, and we are gonna hit the board. There you go. It is removed. So while the board is still hot, we are gonna thin the pads. To put leaded solder instead of lead-free. So let's add a little bit more flux. Okay. So we have way too much solder on the center pad, so we are gonna remove a little bit of it. The rest will squeeze out when we solder the chip, but that much isn't good because we can't see the chip on the board. Okay, should be good. Now we need to take a donor board and remove the chip from the donor board. So I think grab a donor board. So here is the donor board. So the chip looks like garbage, but I don't have anything else. So this board has been really cooked by whoever removed the CPU and RAM. So everything has been floated, but we'll do what we can. So patient board. Need to make sure we got pin 1 in the top right corner. Let me just put a little bit more flex. Okay. Pin 1 top right corner. So pin 1 indication, you can't see it, but it's a dot right there. Okay. So let's solder it back. Okay, so now we have to go around the chip with the soldering iron using a knife tip to clean up the excess solder and make sure all the pads are soldered properly. Okay, let's do this side next. Add a little bit more flux over there because it's dry. Okay, and now the top, I have to rotate the board. And I think we are good. So we are gonna clean up a little bit and see how it's going. So I did a little bit too much flux, so now the board is a mess. But we are gonna try to do our best to remove as much flux as possible. So here is the board. We have placed the chip right over there. So now that's done, we are gonna put it back into the machine. Okay, I think we got enough, so we can plug in the battery. Let's turn on the machine. We are booted. Let's try to enter the password. We could enter the password fine, so now we are gonna check with the text edit if everything is working properly. So top row is fine, second row is fine, and bottom row is fine too. So I think we solved our problem. And the keys are mostly working. Yeah. bottom row is working fine. Okay, so here I started keyboard tester, web keyboard tester. So we're gonna check if our keys are working. So let's start with the top row. So as you can see, all keys are working properly. And we could validate that all keys, every single key is working as intended, including all the keys on the bottom row which were causing issues before. So the issue is fixed by replacing the U4801 chip. So we show it again here. It's on the board view. If we take a look at the schematic, it's the keyboard decoder, keyboard matrix decoder chip right there, Cypress microcontroller, which receives the input from the keyboard and translates it to I think the SPI bus. Anyway, the logic board is fixed, so that's it, and I will see you in the next one.